What's going on, dudes and dudettes? So yes, as I mentioned the last video, that the Chargers were trying to trade their cornerback Desmond King, who I've been a fan of ever since they drafted him, even though I wanted them to draft him in the first round. He's definitely played like a first rounder, but they picked him up in the fourth. And yeah, so they finally traded him away to the Tennessee Titans, and I believe it was for a 6th round pick, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I looked at it, but a lot of people have graded it bad for the Chargers just because they think they could have gotten more more value from it. They thought it could have been what his value is, where he got selected as a 4th round pick. So of course, once again, the Chargers just doing stuff that you don't understand why they are, and they're probably butthurt because of something he said in the past or anything like that he's upset with his role during the season. But come on, you got to get the most what you can, especially if you're giving it to someone in the same conference like the Titans, the AFC, and you know, it's just retarded in my opinion. It's not like the Chargers are gonna make the playoffs, but you could have had a better draft pick, at least in the higher rounds, because we all know the Titans are most likely going to make the playoffs. So it is what it is. And yes, Kedon Slovis, according to someone at PFF, that Pro Football Focus that I said, can sometimes be trust, but other times it's kind of like they're just based off of analytics and numbers, so it's kind of like they're 50-50 on some of their guys. This guy is projecting the USC quarterback next season, not this draft coming up, but the following, to be the #1 overall pick. And I mean, yeah, he's pretty talented, especially as a freshman last year. Gonna just be a regular sophomore this year, and I like him that he's on our team, but I think it's just really based on the offense that USC is running, that these guys can get really astronomical passing yards and look really good with the type of talent that USC has around them. So I don't know, it'd be cool to celebrate it, but good luck to that team, whoever picks him first, because you just never know unless you change your whole offense for him. And then they said in a recent mock draft after the trade deadline, what the Chargers would do, as of right now, they have pick number 7, so they've actually moved up even higher because they suck. But they said they would pick a Virginia Tech corner or slash safety in Caleb Farley. He was going to be one of the greater players actually playing this year in college football, but he decided to not play just to not risk injury or COVID and just prepare for the NFL draft. So he's a very talented guy. I really like him, but might be a little high for 7 in my opinion. You might need some other help, say on the offensive line, but if a guy like that is rated higher and you could add him to your defense and hopefully try to sign some other free agent offensive lineman, then that's probably the way you have to go, and just take the next best available defensive player, I guess. But I'm pretty sure if the season goes the way it is and they're picking even higher, they probably won't even pick this guy, but Anthony Lynn won't even be there, and I think it's time for the GM to go as well, but we'll see. Then the NBA finally selected a start date after everyone met up, the Players Association and the owners. They did officially select December 22nd to be the start date, which does suck for us Lakers, Heat fans, anyone in the Final Four, just because you were the ones that most recently played. And LeBron once again hasn't publicly said that he's not going to play the first month, but he most likely is going to play sparingly. A #1 matchup that could happen on Christmas Day is Lakers and Clippers again, so that should be interesting to see what the teams look like after the draft and free agency. But yeah, it's going to be hard to be excited for it if most of our guys aren't playing, especially the top guys like a LeBron or Anthony Davis, just due to rest and not really any injury. But it's gonna suck. Of course, it's going against the Lakers' favor, but if they somehow end up winning the championship this next season coming up, then they would have won 2 NBA championships within 9 months, which is pretty insane. So not too bad. And then one of the top prospects, I believe he's like top 10 overall coming out of high school. He's considered an athlete because he plays both offense and defense, but Sierra Wright, he's from California as well. He's most actually known for he's going to be playing LeBron James' son in Space Jam 2 whenever that movie decides to come out. But yeah, I kind of didn't really like the idea of him coming to USC, but seeing more tape on him and seeing how he is really committed to kind of both football and acting eventually, I guess. But for him to stay in the LA market, he could do both if he really wants to, and we get another top prospect, especially on defense, which he's most likely going to play coming to USC, so I don't mind that at all. But yeah, should be very interesting. So right before the college basketball season, a lot of Duke players are being named to like finalist lists. So DJ Stewart was just named to the top like shooting guard in all the country, which is really cool. I expect many great things from him. I think he's going to be one of the better players for Duke, but other guys going to get more accolades, but I think he's going to be the more solid player for them, and definitely in the draft whenever he decides to go. And then a couple other youngsters, Jalen Johnson, the freshman, and then Wendell Moore, the sophomore. They both made top small forwards as well. It's good for them. And I think even Matthew Hurts, I forget if he's power forward or center, but he made the top finalist for that as well. But yeah, good luck to all of them. Hopefully it is a good season, if there can be a season. We'll see if there's like bubbles and stuff that they have to do in order to play some of these games. But yeah, looking forward to it, especially this Duke team. They look pretty interesting. Hopefully to see what good stuff they can bring. And then the running back, the walk-on running back for USC that came over the summer, Samuel Orem Jones. I believe he came from Vanderbilt. He sadly announced that he has a broken leg, which sucks, but hopefully he'll still be able to come back to the team and everything next year, still have a career after this. But yeah, it just sucks for him. I mean, USC has about 4 good running backs right now, but next season they're definitely gonna need some help. So if he's available and healthy, he should come back. It'll be worth it for him. Then another ex-USC player in basketball, he's projected right now to be selected number 9 overall to the Washington Wizards in Onyeka Okongwu. So it's great to see that he's still in the top 10. Looking forward to celebrate that. I've been hearing some stuff that he might actually be top 3 to Charlotte if James Wiseman, the center from Memphis, is already taken in the top 2 picks. So that'll be really awesome. He'll definitely be one of the highest guys since like I think OJ Mayo to be selected top 3. So that'll be pretty cool for USC fans all over. So definitely looking forward to that. And they had mentioned in this article, what should the Lakers do with that number 28 overall pick? And I don't know, I've always said if you have to trade it away, but when it comes to the money next season, the salary cap, we know it's probably going to be around that $109 million, but because Anthony Davis is going to opt out most likely, which sucks because you're going to lose about $5 to $8 million right there, which you could have used on 2 solid players or 1 pretty good role player as far as $8 million or so money-wise. But yeah, they have him selected in that same mock draft that Onyeka Okongwu went in. Number 28, they went with Peyton Pritchard, the point guard, shooting guard out of Oregon, which is a guy I mentioned that they should look at, which is pretty obvious because they need help at that position, especially if they can't get a trade going or bring back Rondo as well. But I don't know, there's been a lot of talk too about this guy, Terrell Terry from Stanford. They say he's gonna most likely be the next coming of a Steph Curry / Klay Thompson, but I don't know. He can shoot some threes pretty consistently, but he is still very young. He probably still needs to add some muscle. I think he's only like 6'5", so that's about that range of those guys. But he is a pretty good 3-point shooter, so he can help out any team. But I think he's getting a bit too much buzz right now, so he might not even be available for the Lakers. But if they want to try to move up and try to just work with the draft pick this year and not trade it away, then they probably should, because over the next handful of years they're going to be missing their first round pick. This is the first time they actually get it back, so they should do something with it. But yeah, that's all I got. Good luck to my USC Trojans tomorrow, playing really early at 9 a.m. in the morning against ASU, which is a pretty tough opponent. I think the Pac-12 should have put their better games later in the schedule, but whatever. We'll do what we can do, and hopefully it is USC being victorious, because a lot of high expectations for them to try to make the college football playoff all around the country. So yeah, we'll see what they could do. Hopefully we get to play Oregon undefeated in the Pac-12 championship a few weeks from now. And yeah, good luck to everybody. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, comment down below, let me know what you all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye now.